All right. I've got something. Uh, but you know who? But you know, uh, God damn it, I lost it. Hang on. But you know who wouldn't be tricked by by an. It's not Hachiroku this time though. Where is it? Because we're doing Hibiki's route. Uh, yeah. There's no last time this with this because last time we finished Hachiroku's route. Big wow! I never would have guessed. But yeah. Also, hang on. Also, the interesting thing is that if I go to the VOD's channel, right? Both Maitetsu and Amazing Grace have ended the first route off of, on the 14th VOD. Or 14th episode, I guess, because Maitetsu has one VOD that's two of them, so technically it's 15 VODs, but that's beside the point. Because, yeah. Either way, both routes, both Hachiroku's route and I keep saying Kyrie's route ended on episode 15. How can I make my own character bot in Chub AI? Okay, so you're on Chub AI, right? You go to the top left where you see your profile, and under profile, you see create character, and that's how you do it. It's really not that hard. Well, yeah, no. Look, starting on how to create it isn't that hard. Being able to give the right descriptors and the right whatevers to make it so that it says what you want it to say is hard. But like, you know, it's got the things there. Yeah. Anyway, let's don the appropriate attire and let's get into it, shall we? Because someone keeps talking about a character hub AI, and I'm sick of it because it just makes me more aware of the fact that a chatter is using the same thing I use to. Never mind. Why am I start off in Hibiki's route? Wait, before I do that, I need to increase the volume, right? Let's try this because all right. We're doing that again. It did not work. Oh, I closed the game. Uh, Still a bit too quiet, let's just say. Why is it taking so long to open up again? All right, there you go. Also, maybe I should. You know what? I'll hide my VTube model for this. Just, you know. What would I. I guess BGM volume, because it would be tied to that, wouldn't it? So let's do this. I got several questions. Well, first of all, put everything back. Second of all, motherfucker. Well, one, they've got unique openings for every route. Why do they show CGs from different routes? Right? And also the other thing, they showed Hachiroku's panties in the second CG. Which, well, you know, all I'm gonna say is I don't remember seeing them. And maybe it's because they were covered up by the bar, but you know. Anyway, I start cleaning. That's enough to start all over. That was in the common route in the beginning. No. I already have to bookmark it because I have to go back to the title for this. If I go to Hachiroku's CG in the common route, if it, you know, few scenes. Yeah, there's no panties. But in the opening, they just showed them. That looked like it was from the 18+ version because it was. That's what I'm saying. Don't try to gaslight me. I know what I saw in the common route. All right. Now I have to wait for this again. I start cleaning. That's enough to start all over. This is to learn more about Ohitoyo. Hibiki's words are the most impactful. Also, I forgot to bring back my model. It's true that having a strong foundation will make it possible to see how the locals live. Still, this cleaning itself probably won't have any direct results. Anyway, I shouldn't rush things and instead just do a little bit at a time. You mean at a time? Hachiroku's already involved here. She was convinced by my explanation and offered to join me. But I grew up in the brewery and am on cleaning duty, while Hachiroku is already been entrusted with the mash attendant that does nothing but cleaning, yet the mash attendant is required to do complex tasks as managing the temperature of the mash. Oh, hello, say Quartz. Still, this is a direct order from Makuta. It must be because Hachiroku's abilities are close to artisan levels. Then there shouldn't be anything to worry about. She does her thing while I do mine. Each person just needs to fulfill their own duty in the brewery. That's all there is to it. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Be detail-oriented and careful with the broom. Use it roughly and all it does is spread the dust. And if even a small part of the brewery is dirty, people will view it as if the whole brewery is lazy. Okay. Ah, it was Hibiki who taught me this. I don't quite remember when I was first adopted here. I was asked to clean, so I just got right to it. No questions asked. Even the young Hibiki, shaky voice and all, would reprimand me. Back then, she was so afraid she was about to cry. But she still looked up at me when we first met, and the way she tried to hold back the tears reminded me of Michiko, despite how they look nothing alike, and it made me feel guilty. That's why those words have stuck with me to this day. That's what I believe.
強い痛みほど忘れぬものなら、記憶というのも随分と酷なものだ。
なことなかばい。
Also, I forgot to load OBS for a bit. Surprised to hear her voice so close. I jumped backward. I turned to look at the source of the voice only to see Nagi grinning ear to ear.
うまいこと言ったばい。やっと兄さんから一本決めてやったけんね。
一本ああ、うん。今のは完全に一本決められていたな。
I think this is the first time someone has caught me off guard like that.
兄さん、掃除に集中しとるように見えよったけん、懐入り込む。
不意を打とうとして打ったのか。
兄さん、掃除に集中しとるように見えよったけん、懐入り込めるかと思ったばい。
That's amazing. I'll have to reevaluate Nagi's abilities. Trying to catch someone off guard is usually done out of malice. Being able to conceal that must be very difficult to do. What?
恐れ入ったな。分かってはいたが、僕もまだまだ修行が足りぬ。
修行の前に心構えたい。
ん？
Nagi's grin has all but disappeared.
どうした急に？
いたか言葉忘れんのは生き延びるためたい。
He hears me, which actually makes sense. It seems I was thinking out loud.
いたかことから先に忘れよったら、人は簡単に死ぬばい。サギャンコツばわからんのは心構え変わるかとよ。
Nagi's words are logical. The surprise gradually turns into a quiet understanding.
そうか。そうだな。考えてみれば当然だ。
Yeah, she's spitting a bit too hard. Strong pain is accompanied by danger. If a cat forgot having its tail burned by the stove... Wait. If a cat forgot having its tail burned by the stove, the world would be filled with cats with charred tails.
サギャンコツ、考えてみんとわからんと。兄さん頭でっかちすぎたい。
面目ない。
It seems that I still take life too lightly, unless of course I make a conscious effort to think about it. I still spoil myself by doing the by using the scars of my past as excuses. That part of me is remains pretty deeply rooted. Okay.
今日はナギにいろいろと教えられる日のようだな。
そぎゃんとやったら授業料たいおまけする
ああ、
Before I can think about what Nagi's doing at Mikita Brewery in the first place, she holds out her right hand.
量り売りか。
She's holding an old white sake bottle with navy blue dye and the name Mikita Brewery written on it. Naturally, we don't rent these, nor do we sell them. It's unknown how many exist in the first place.
それを見せられては何もなくともおまけしたくなる。授業料なら僕から別に支払おう。
驚いたばい。兄さん案外話が分かれとね。
話のわかる男と評されることはほぼないぞ。おまけは純粋に長年の常連さんへの感謝の気持ちで。
I go to the jar set aside for selling by measure, and fill up Nagi's bottle to the brim with Kuma Shochu. I close the cork, causing some to overflow out the side, which I quickly wipe up with a cloth before it spills on the floor.
おお、みっちみちたい。こら、景気よくおまけばい。
授業料も単に良い気づきを与えてもらえた。その謝礼に過ぎん。
I take out another bottle. Naturally, I pay for it out of my pocket.
やったー、長期ラムネばい。
I'd figured she'd drink it immediately, but she just wipes the bottle with her shirt and holds it in her arm.
持ち帰るのか？
うん、記者ポッポの絵ばかわいかけん。ビもとっときするばい。
そうか。
That's nice to hear. I'm sure Hibiki would be overjoyed at that.
こんラムネなら授業料にはお釣りが出るけん、もう一つおまけに教えてあげるばい。
ん？
She calls me over. I give her my ear and get close, but she simply talks in her usual outdoor voice. Straight in my ear.
掃除に集中するのはよかことばって、人に挨拶もせんのはいけんことばい。
ああ、まさしくだな。その通りだ。
Nagi is teasing me in her own weird way, but how would some passerby react if they saw her? They would see a cleaning youngster and nod to him. If I didn't say anything in response, that wouldn't look good.
良いことを教えていただいてばかりだ。ナギ先生には感謝の言葉もない。
キモかー。先生とか呼ばれる様子か。
Nagi shakes her head in an exaggerated way, and then starts hopping away from me.
兄さんにもいろいろ教わっとるけん、おあいこばい。貸し借りなしばい。ゴブゴブばい。
うん。
Who is Steven? With the sake bottle in one hand and the ramen bottle in her arm, Nagi runs off. I wonder if the ramen will explode with all the shaking that's happening and that violent running away of hers.
過ちを改むるにはばかってはならん。ならば、むしろこちらから挨拶するようにしてみよう。
Mixed in with the sweeping sound, calm footsteps head my way.
おはようございます。まだ暑いですね。
こら、右太郎坊ちゃん。おはようさんです。枕さんはおられますかね？
Probably not. I'm not sure if I recognize him, but I greet him and make small talk. Yeah, this isn't bad. I should try this out more.
おはようございます。まだ暑いですね。
I speak to a complete stranger boldly. They have no business with the store and just pass by, but as they pass by, they do nod back to me.
おはようございます。まだ暑いですね。
はい、暑いです。って、あ、そうてつさん、お掃除ですか？レイナもお掃除大好きですよ。
おはようございます。まだ暑いですね。
ああ、そうてつくん、おはようございます。掃除とは関心ですね。暑さに気をつけ、頑張ってください。
He sounded like a broken record. Acquaintances greet me, flash smiles, or exchange small talk. Various things come back to me. I look at my surroundings while cleaning. Just doing that seems to expand my world. However, that fun died down quickly. By cleaning and greeting over and over again, you run out of things to sweep soon enough. You don't say. I hear footsteps turning my back, and going into the store would leave a bad impression with potential customers.
おはようございます。まだ暑いですね。
暑いね。ね、まくらちゃんいる？駅弁のこと打ち合わせたいんだけど。
I respond to her that she is. Since my sweeping is mostly done, I feel inclined to ask.
駅弁の話ですか？
うん、駅弁。って、あら、君、86の機関士さんやってた子よね。
はい。自分は86の機関士、右田相鉄です。
そう。私は長山。幽霊寺の住職の女房で、のりこと言います。
幽霊寺の。
She speaks fluently in standard Japanese, so she must have grown up near the capital. She's the kind of person that marries into the ghost temple. She's the kind of person that marries into the ghost temple. Who's the kind of She might be an extremely bold person.
ね、そうてつくん。ちょうどいいところであったし、少しお話いいかな。
ちょうどいいとことおっしゃいますと。
Is it just, how do I say this? The writing feels awkward to read, right? Like, how would I describe this? Yeah, I don't know.
いやね、こないだの展示会での駅弁、今一つ評判が良くなかったの。
そうだったんですか。僕は残念ながら食べそびれてしまいましたが。
蹄鉄仕込みの八熊ライス、駅弁に仕立ててみたんだけどね。
What's Hachikuma rice? There's shredded cabbage on top of rice with bacon and eggs. In addition to that, you can add various other ingredients to it if you like. It's a pretty versatile dish.
あり合わせの食材とはなんだかまかない飯のようですね。
いいかんね、大正解。八熊ライスは旧蹄鉄の食堂車厨房のまかない飯が元祖なの。
旧蹄鉄の食堂車。
I wonder about that.
長山さんもそれでは元は蹄鉄に、それも食堂車にいらしたのですか？
また大正解。食堂車勤務の頃の話を聞かせたらね、社長、八熊ライス食べてみたいって乗り気になって。
社長とはお人よ鉄道のですか？平井。
そう、 ポーレットちゃん。
You must really like Paulette. That's what I feel from her smile.
あの子が大絶賛してくれたから、駅弁でも行けるような気になっちゃったんだけど。
そうだったんですか。
Hearing the contents of the menu, I can't see how it would turn out badly. As if it's made by a former restaurant car employee. You'd think that it'd turn out even better.
確かに一部のお客さんは泣いて喜んでくれたのよ。けど肝心の一般のお客さんがこう微妙。
It's true that Paulette loves the railways, but her judgment with governance or business is extremely precise. If it comes to station lunchboxes, I highly doubt hecklers would mess up her judgment.
そうてつくん、冷静で賢いって評判を聞くのよ。あちこちで。だからその辺の理由推理してもらえないかな。
推理ですか。
それか案だし、別に8コマにこだわるだけじゃないし、要は売りのある駅弁作りのヒントが欲しいの。
難しいですね。まずは8コマ駅弁の実物を見て試食。その上でないと推理も案も空虚なものとなりそうで。
I state what's on my mind. Mrs. Nagayama, giving an impressed nod while laughing.
さすがはまくらちゃんの弟くんね。って、ごめん。養子なんだったよね、君。
Yeah, but don't tell Hibiki, because, yeah. Her nonchalant tone makes it seem like she's not really sorry, but when someone comes at me like this, I can answer back without mincing words.
はい。ですが、枕姉の薫陶は受けていると思います。この家で僕も育ててもらったものですから。
なら、今度本当に時間ちょうだいよ。86ちゃんと一緒に駅弁のことをいろいろ話そう。
はい。僕らでよければ喜んで。というか、枕姉は
君らの案でダメだった時に取っとく。あの子はさ、抜かずの宝刀でいてもらえた方が安心。
ああ。
She's reliable under any circumstance, but because of that, they don't want to rely on her for every little thing. Hearing Mrs. Nagayama speaking about Makoda is in the same way I think of her. I feel a sort of affinity toward her.
ならば響きはどうでしょう。あれはお人よの。
ああ、そうよね。あのイラストマップ。
はい。
If she knows, then good. Hibiki has the knowledge and love for Ohitoyo that led her to being able to draw that map. If the purpose is to create a station lunchbox with a selling point, I think she'll be able to help somehow.
それに、絵そのものも達者ですから、駅弁のパッケージなども。
掛け紙。
え？
駅弁の紙外装は掛け紙っていうの。機関士さんなのに知らないと潜りっぽいわよ。
ほう。
Is this some specialized railway term? If I'm required to know even terms regarding lunchboxes, railway knowledge is quite vast.
ご教示、痛み入ります。
別に。って、お掃除の邪魔しちゃったわね。ごめん。時間とか、今度社長と打ち合わせておいてね。
ポーレットとですね。わかりました。
私そっちに合わせるからさ。じゃ、そういうことで、またね。
She turns around and walks off. She's quite strong-willed and overbearing, but in many ways, she's strangely likable.
いや、冷静になれば僕は勝手に響を巻き込んでしまったのか？
That's not good. Unlike Hachiroku, I don't own Hibiki. That's it. And she seems to be in a delicate situation about deciding whether to support or oppose the aircraft factory.
うっかりしたな。響に確認を取っておかねば。すまんな。随分と遅くなってしまった。
Finally, Hibiki's here. It only took like half an hour.
何を言ってるんですか、兄さん。お仕事を優先してくださいとお願いしたのは私ですよ。人前で話されたら恥ずかしいかなっても思いましたし。
そんなものか？
Still, Hibiki's tendency to be bashful helped me. Talking to Nagi or Mrs. Nagayama is pretty much like customer service. However, interrupting me sweeping and talking to Hibiki would be like a dereliction of duty.
掃除が終わった後すぐ86と出たの、レールショップだったんですか？
その通りだ。名推理というほど難しい謎でもないか。
She lost a little in agreement. Hibiki appears to be slightly sulking in my eyes.
ポーレットさん、兄さんに何のご用事だったんですか
8620の乗務訓練についての細かな詰めだ。
ああ、そのことですか。何か決まりましたか？
Hibiki says that she'll follow my direction with regards to the work as an engineer assistant. I don't want to betray that trust, so I'll have to be proper about this.
決まったのは乗務訓練の時間を夜、酒造の閉まった後の時間にということぐらいだ。
ああ、それは助かります。酒造のことにも支障が出ないし、夜からの訓練の方がお風呂だって便利。
Hibiki stops herself and then turns bright red. I hear that brother and sister start to feel bashful around one another once they hit puberty. I think she's already gotten used to it though. I think she's past puberty because she's meant to be 18, right?
それ以上はこうどんどんと話が専門的になってしまって。
ああ。
We siblings not in the same way. I think that's enough for both of us to understand.
手持ち無沙汰でいたら86が言ってくれたのだ。話はまだまだ長引きます。先に戻ってくださいましと。
そうなんですか？
酒蔵内で僕が響に話しかけたのを覚えていたのだ。響を待たせては気の毒ですとも言っていた。
兄さんが大声を出すからですよ。いきなりその大事な話があるんだなんて。
そうだった。まずはその大事な話からだな。
はい。
Hibiki stands up stands up straight.
なんです兄さんの大事な話って。
駅弁のことなのだが。
Yes. Hibiki falls down straight onto the tatami mat. She mumbles to herself, I knew it, over and over again as she slowly gets back up.
幽霊寺の奥さんか のお話ですか。
I can even sense a bit of hate in her voice. Hibiki can sometimes play along quite well, I see.
知り合いか？ならば話が早い。
I talked to Hibiki about the station lunchbox, including the issue with the packaging and wrapping paper.
そういうお話でしたらちょうどいい気がします。私も86たちのこと。
Hibiki stops herself and looks out the window.
86、あの子帰りは迎えにとか。
不要だ。ナビが送ってくれる。
ナビが？でも
判断したのだろう。86に何か不幸があれば、僕がナビの認める僕ではなくなると。
ああ、それで。それで。
A relieved expression, she then stares at me as if to blame me. Hibiki changes expression again and again as usual.
どうした？まだ何か心配なのか？
ああ、いえ、そうじゃなくて。
Now she looks at me with fawning eyes.
なりたいなって思っただけです。私もナビに送ってもらえるような存在に。
ああ。
I see. So that's what she meant.
響はエアクラそのものも好きなのだな。
なんでそぎゃんと結
He really likes Ekra.
なんでも何も以前に言っていただろう。ナビのことはあまり好かんと。
And yet she still wants to ride a flight aircraft, which leads me to conclude that she likes flight aircraft. You don't say. I listed the logical points, but Hibiki just gives a disgusted look. Damn.
いいにってどこまで。
なんだ、随分と不満そうだな。ああ、そうだな。なら、僕が乗せてやろう。
だからそういう話じゃなか。乗せてくれるとニーニーと一緒に。
うん。多少は窮屈になるかもしれんが。
窮屈歓迎杯っていうか約束指切りすっと。
構わんぞ。それ。指切り玄満。
嘘ついたらハリセンボンのます。
指切った。
Hang on, what the fuck was that? I'll swallow a thousand needles. Yikes.
指切っ
How many years has it been since I chanted this childish play with Hibiki? Hibiki may be trying to remember that because she's rubbing her little finger.
それで兄さん。
ん？
She shakes her head. Her face is a shade of scarlet and takes a deep breath. She then looks straight at me.
ちょうどいい機会だと思うから聞いてもいいですか。改めて担保のこと。
無論だ。
Hibiki seems to be at a loss. What to say. Hibiki seems to be at a loss at what to say. Since she isn't going on, I guess I'll jump in.
担保というのは借金を返せぬときにその代替として処分され補填に充てられる物件のことだ。
はい。
故に返済期限以前に担保が処分されることはない。ナビならいつでも僕とお前とを乗せてくれるぞ。
いえ、 それは安心で嬉しいです。けど、
ん
兄さんも、担保、なりかかったじゃないですか。
Yeah, he almost went down the Kisaki route.
なあ、そうだったな。
担保云々の話の時、兄さんが銀行の後取り候補になりかかった時。
Yeah, he would have had to marry Kisaki.
な
I wasn't asked to become a candidate for the heir. The deal was for me to be hired by the bank and then to learn about running a business.
何も言わなかったんですよね、木崎先輩。
あ、キサキか？ああ、まったく。そのことに関しては一言も発していなかったように思う。
つまり、反対も拒絶もしなかった。
He didn't mind the idea, I guess.
そうだな。賛意も示してはいなかったが。
いいえ、それだけで十分です。
Hibiki seems to giggle from the pit of her stomach. Although I'm her adoptive brother, that's the first time I've heard her laugh like that.
理解しました。できました。私少しも有利になんてなってない。
そうか。
I don't know for what advantage she's talking about, but Hibiki puts on a serious face.
ですから兄さん、少し手伝ってほしいんですけど。
任せておけ。
I agree instantly without hearing what it is. I'm the brother and Hibiki's my sister. If she asks for help, there's no reason for me to refuse.
でしたら私を次の部屋に通してください。
What?
目当てのものはありそうか？
Oh, that's what she meant.
ありそうっていうか、多分しらみつぶしにしたら多くて困りますよね、これ。
Why does this route feel jumbled? You know, if the first part wasn't here, maybe I wouldn't feel that way, right? Maybe if they just jump straight into Sotetsu talking to Hibiki, maybe it wouldn't feel like that. But yeah. The room next to my bedroom is the de facto storage into which we push all of Taito's belongings. I've explored around in there a few times, but I haven't gotten to actually organizing it yet.
手伝おう。探すのは8620と86関係のもの。で、間違いないか。
はい、それはもちろんです。それと。
Hibiki puts her finger on her lips. Her unexpectedly long and slender finger makes me realize she really is an artist.
掛け紙のデザインだけじゃなくて、お弁当の中身もですよね。頼まれてるのって。
まあ、そうだな。ゼロから作るのも考えているという話であった。
でしたら、もっとたくさん画像資料が欲しいですね。
While saying that, Hibiki takes out a pen and her memo pad and starts writing something.
86ちゃんたち、蒸気機関車全般に関するもの。それから蒸気機関車全盛の頃の街並みとか食べ物とか。
うん。
その当時の人たちの部屋とか服装の資料も欲しいし、駅とか鉄道関係のも全般あったら嬉しいです。
つまり、8620と86関係のものは時間を絞らず、86たちの時代のものは範囲を狭めず探せばよいか。
そぎゃんこったい。すごか。 兄さん、すごいですね。
I'm waiting for Hibiki to just use Nini instead of changing.
いや、すごいのはお前の方だ。
I didn't want to go further with words, but Hibiki wouldn't turn away from me. Fine. I'll choose my words carefully so that there's no misunderstanding.
その、たかだか掛け紙一枚、弁当一つと言ってはあまりに申し訳ないのだが。
ああ、そんなことですか。
Hibiki accepts my words and abruptly makes a stern face. That was simple.
僕にはどの道が正解なのかがわからんのだ。
お、
だからその道が間違いであると決まるまで、今進む道が正しいと信じ、懸命に歩くほかは知らない。
Those are my words, without a doubt. When and where did I tell that to Hibiki? I can't remember at all.
同じことをしているだけです。私、兄さんの妹ですから。
ああ、そうか。そうなのか。
Hibiki has a goal in life, and drawing will ultimately be how she achieves it. She doesn't know which type of art will become the key to opening that door, which is why she puts everything she has into all of her drawings.
バカなことを言ってしまった。自分がひどく恥ずかしい。響の気持ちも理解せず。
理解してくれてますか？私の気持ち。
Yep, definitely. I don't know what Hibiki's asking exactly. And before I can ask her, she fires off another question.
いつか正しい道にあたって歩き切ったとして、目指したゴールのその先、兄さんにはありますか？
I can't answer that. What I do understand from her question is that to Hibiki, the goal isn't the end goal, isn't the end all. After arriving at the final stop, what's next? I've never thought about what lies ahead even once before. In that case, I probably can't understand what Hibiki's asking about.
ごめん、ニーニー。私、少し意地悪なこと言っちゃったばい。
I'm sure she did it on purpose. Unlike the usual flowing she usually speaks, her Kumamoto dialect is a bit awkward right now. So is the writing of this route.
探そう。はよせんと、八六ちゃんも帰ってくるけんね。
そうだな。
If I can't find the answer, even if thinking about it, I should just do what I can right now. I'm not opposed to separating matters like that for the time being. If I move my body mindlessly, my mind will soon follow.
この辺はザラッといけるな。こちらは、当時の学園の制服か。
8620 types have been in operation for an amazingly long time, but their glory days were before the war. The people the people and the scenery were much different before the war, but there are still some parts that haven't changed.
なるほど。時代を輪切りにすれば、様々なものが見えてくるのだな。
Things are at the y-axis, while the error is at the x-axis. By looking at both of them, Hibiki's drawing won't get monotonous. Is this how Hibiki draws all of her pictures? She puts so much time and energy into every line she draws. This is the first time I've ever noticed that. That's damn impressive.
ニーニー、ねえ、ニーニー。
ん
It's Hibiki. When she calls me that, she sounds like such a kid. She sounds like such a kid, and here I was just thinking about how mature she is.
ねえ、あれ読めた？一番上の青か本の背表紙。
一番上の青い。あれか。
I see some fine print on there. I can't read the smaller font, but if I squint a little, yes, I see it.
日の本低遊鉄道蒸気機関車設計図面集。
Blueprints in a blue book.
うわたり。ねえ、ニーニー、この本、超一級の資料っぽいばい？
ああ。うん、そうだな。設計図面集だものな。
If we found this prior to repairing 8620, actually, it should still be useful from a maintenance standpoint.
キョットツキョットツ。
あ、おい。
It's dangerous, so I'd rather get it for her. But before I can say anything, Hibiki climbs up the thing, and then she's gonna get startled, and then she's gonna fall over, and then Sotetsu's gonna catch her, and then I already said this about the last time this happened. Now that she's up there, I better just keep the ladder stable.
ねえ、ニーニー、足滑らせたら受け止めれるよ。上ばちゃんと見とってね。
She knows. She's doing this on purpose.
うん。
I look up. It's the same as with Paulette. I see her underwear.
大丈夫だ。しっかり見ているぞ。
I wonder if you can see it in the 18 plus version. Luckily, Reina isn't here yelling about panties or whatnot. Unless I point out that I can see right up her skirt and say something perverted, Hibiki shouldn't freak out or anything. You mean you're telling me that this is what most protagonists should do in this situation in anime? That's never gonna happen.
そうなんだ。ニーニー、しっかり見てるんだ。
What did I tell you? She knows. She...
うん。
Hibiki starts squirming at her thighs. It appears as if she's holding back urine. Okay, not in front. Don't talk about it in front of Dexter, all right? But something seems different either way.
いびき、足をいたずらに動かすな。3点補助をしっかりせねば危ないぞ。
足、動いて。
He's gonna fall over.
うん、今もだ。ひどくそわそわ、うずうずという感じに動いている。
それば見て、足とかを見て、ニーニーは。
Something drips on my forehead. I assume it is sweat, but something is odd. Excuse me? Hibiki is sweating profusely with a red face and is short of breath.
響き、どうかしたのか？
ニーニーはどうにかならない。そわそわとか、うずうずとか、その。
You know, he tries not to let it show.
僕がか？
I gather my breath and move my consciousness toward my own body. seems fine. My breath plus temperature and perspiration all seem normal.
してないようだ。そわそわもうずうずも発汗も。
そっか。やっぱり。
Damn, that's an insult to Hibiki. As if her freezing was all a mirage, Hibiki stretches out briskly to reach up. She grabs the book easily and holds it close to her chest, and then looks down to me.
ですね、兄さん。
おう。
She's back to speaking standard Japanese. Seems like she's calmed down now.
しっかり受け止めてくださいね。私、落ちます。
な？お
She's doing that on purpose. Flop. Hibiki drops down with her book. Both of them combined still aren't very heavy, but it makes me break out in a cold sweat at all the same.
お前、響き、何を？
It was a trust fall.
どうです？今度はドキドキくらいはしてくれましたか？
Being shake, shake, shake. Being too impatient, I respond by nodding my head.
本当に？ちょっと確かめさせてくださいね。
Squish.
あ、
While still in my arms, Hibiki presses her chest onto mine. Hot, soft, but springy. I can feel a fast beating heart. Wait, is this my heartbeat? She is not subtle about this. Bro, it is clear how much she wants Sotetsu.
残念。あまりわかりませんね。私もドキドキしすぎてますから。
I realized something. Hibiki isn't calm at all right now. Like, this is what you would see right before a hate scene. Her face is red as a lobster, and her entire body is covered in sweat. Wait, I'm an idiot. Can I think of a better simile? I scold myself, but then I realize why I can't think of a better metaphor. I'm not calm either. Metaphors and similes are different, alright? Is this mine or Hibiki's? The heartbeat is going even faster. While admitting that she can't tell, Hibiki's chest is still pressed against my own.
ですね、兄さん。
の、
私、限界です。下ろしてください。
What do you mean by that?
そうだな。そうか。そうなのか。
Don't tell me she's actually gonna pee. She actually needs to go to the toilet. I put Hibiki on her feet as requested. The moment our bodies separate, sweat flushes out of me, and I feel my body temperature drop numerous times. Does Hibiki feel the same way? She breathes deeply, and then wipes the sweat off her face with both hands. She then stands up straight, with her face still red. She looks right at me.
兄さん、さっき言いましたよね。そわそわもうずうずもしないって。
おう。
いつまでにとか、そういう約束まではちょっと無理なんですけど。
I got... Member shadow color does not exist. Do not tell me I'm gonna get another fucking error message. I mean, it's gonna crash if I click OK. You motherfucker. And Dexter's too busy joking his shit to... He's too busy joking it to chatbots. To notice. If you, Dexter, if you don't respond in 10 seconds, I was right. How did you know? Shut up! Don't. Fucking hell. Now I'm gonna have this. All right, hang on. Yeah, I can't skip through this because of course I can't. I have to go into the system settings, go to skip unread text, and then all the way to, where was it? It was this one, right? I'll make you understand about what it feels to be nervous, right? Wait, no. It was this one. So, if I go to...
うん。
Okay. I think I got it. Right? It was this one.
いつまでにとか、そういう約束まではちょっと
Right. So,
無理なんですけど。
I could do this. And now we can move on.
でも、私、分からせますから。兄さんに、そわそわって、うずうずって、こういうのかって、絶対。
Like Dexter, you're just not gonna comment on how horny Hibiki is right now for Sotetsu?
そうか。
それだけです。それじゃ、
ああ、そうだな。
She's in Hachiroku. Yeah, but she's still small and she's still a bit on the petanko side. The moment she's about to run off, I start with Hibiki and make her carry some books that we picked out. I also am carrying a stack of books.
必要だから探したのだろう。ともかく、資料を運んでしまおう。
Atto with good wishes accidentally deleted 2+ years of my newest clips, so in a really annoyed mood, gonna continue my reading sim and ruin my voice as well, but in the shadows as always. Okay, thanks for the hydrate. Also, how do you accidentally delete 2 years of clips? Hibiki is in the same universe as Hachiroku, so that doesn't matter. Okay.
うん。
You say that like you don't like both Vanilla and Azuki in Nekopara. And I'm saying I'm comparing it to Nekopara because Hibiki and Chocola have the same voice actress. So it's relevant. Just a few minutes ago, we were caught in the throes of passion. But that all seems to be seems to have dissipated now. It's just the usual Hibiki and my usual self. I'll act the part of Hibiki's brother as I always do, until, you know, you you act more than a brother. What?
なあ、響き。
うん。
I don't know what considerate thing I could say. I have no way of knowing what what is the right answer what is the right answer here. Which is why I'll simply say the usual things.
一つずつ、今できることをすればいいんだ。僕らには、結局のところ、それしかできん。
うん。
Hibiki nods without turning around.
あり りがとう、ニーニー。
Maitetsu. Crash Tetsu. You know what? I'm glad that Hachiroku's route didn't have a crash once. And then, of course, in the start of Hibiki's route, it crashes. Stainless steel tanks are the norm, but there are also enamel jars as well as oak barrels. By aging the brewed shochu inside wooden casks, it obtains a flavor and color similar to whiskey. Well, yeah, that's because both whiskey and the shochu that he's using as an example are stored in wooden barrels, wooden casks, you know, to absorb the wood flavor or whatever. Wipe, wipe, wipe. And by polishing them, you find out more. The sounds, the fragrance, the texture. It gives you knowledge that simply can't be taught.
他のものと比べて手間がかからぬが、しかしどうもステンタンクは曇りやすいな。
Wipe, wipe. The cloudy parts aren't exactly dirt, but they don't particularly affect the shochu inside. But since I'm wiping them down anyway, I'd rather make them as clean as possible.
目立つだけですよ、兄さん。ピカピカだから曇りが目立ってしまうだけです。
響か。
Tank cleaning is one of my duties as the cleaner. I planned on finishing it early in the morning before anyone arrives.
86？一緒じゃないんですか？
あれはまだ寝て、いや、寝たふりをしてくれている。
Yeah, she's mad because you didn't pick her route, Sotetsu.
寝たふりですか？
うん。あれはそうした気を使うのだ。誰も起こさないように起き出した僕に対してな。
ああ。
A call out mixed with both disgust and agreement.
確かに、あの子はそのくらいのことしそうですね。
While she nods, I realize something.
残念ながら、86の気遣いは無駄となったな。ずいぶん早いが、ひょっとして僕が起こしてしまったか？
Hibiki laughs. Hibiki laughs a little and shakes her head at me. Her pen case in her right hand rustles back and forth.
蔵でガタガタ言うたくらいで起こされとったら、酒造の娘はとてもじゃないけど、やっとれんけん。
そうか、そうだな。
People say that alcohol is a living thing, but the prior step with the mash, in other words, the yeast, is definitely alive. People say that alcohol is a living thing, but the prior step with the mash, in other words, the yeast, is definitely alive. What? Yeah. Anything can happen with living things. The chief brewer and the other brewery workers will have to face the alcohol day and night if necessary.
では、描きに来たのか。一体何をだ？
Hibiki looks surprised for a moment, but then looks downward, a wry smile seen on her face. She has her pen case and sketchbook. It's hard to imagine what else she would do while carrying those.
みんなの邪魔にならない時間に、蔵全体、この光景をスケッチしようと思ったんです。
この光景を？今更か？
I've seen this place day in and day out, which is why those words just slipped out of my mind. I thought it careless of me to say, but Hibiki doesn't seem to mind, as she slightly smiles in response.
ほんと、今更ですよね。次女って言っても、私も酒造の娘なのに。
This is an awkward topic. I have no choice but to stay silent while remaining quiet. I'm reminded of something. I do remember Hibiki always drawing, going back to when we were young, but I don't remember her ever being in the brewery.
私、苦手でしたからね、ここ。
Yeah, but now she's of age, even though drinking age is 20 in Japan. She's of age, guys. She's 18. Past tense. I feel a sense of relief, but I choose my words more carefully this time.
しかし描きたくなったのか？
書きたい。書かなきゃ。どっちかな。あ、そう書いてみたい。
描いてみたい。
駅弁関係とか蒸気焼酎絡みとかそういうのあるし、それで書いてみといた方がいいなってのがあって。
確かにな。熊焼酎こそは何もなくともすでに全国に知れ渡っている球磨川流域の象徴だ。
It'd be most appropriate to draw the symbol of Ohitoyo, but the way Hibiki nods to that seems a little stiff.
だからかな。
She agrees to it, and out comes a natural smile.
他にもいろいろあるけど、多分それもきっとあって、熊焼酎が、だから怖くて書きたくなくて。
うん。
Oh, because it's too big and close that you can't draw it all that easily. I can imagine her feeling that way. I'm sure there are plenty of other reasons that I can easily imagine, so I nod too.
けど、今ならそんなに怖くないから、なくなったから。だから、書いてみたいって思いました。まる。
Maru.
そうか。
A playful tone and soft smile. It makes me feel like Hibiki certainly has grown up.
よかったな。
うまかこと書けるかどうかは、まるっきり別次元の話やけどね。
描ける。
Even if that's just to hide my embarrassment, I have to say that.
描けるさ、響には。誰よりうまく。
I remember the thing I felt when gathering the materials about the X and Y axes. It's something that Hibiki taught me in the past. Red is red.
黒の黒さを知れば、白の白さもより深く理解できよう。だから響はきっと誰より、この光景をきれいに描ける。
ニーニ。
She gives a heated sigh. Hibiki tries to say something, but then seals her lips. In one flowing movement, she opens her sketchbook and starts drawing with her pen. The blank drawing paper is scribbled with black lines. Soon those lines turn into shadows, and then a surface.
ニーニこそ、なんでコギャンと時間から？
なあ、僕か。
Being enthralled with her drawing process, my response is delayed. Which for some reason makes me feel embarrassed as I start polishing the tank again.
僕なら単なる時間配分だ。
時間配分。
そうすれば一番多くを経験できる。
People do their commute mostly around 7 or 8 o'clock. If I were to go sweeping the entrance at that time, would If I were to go sweeping, the entrance at that time would be best to polish the tanks early in the morning. Jesus.
はあ。兄にもいろいろ、兄さんもいろいろ考えてらっしゃるんですね。
お人よをもっと知りたいだけだ。響が言った通り、掃除番を務めて初めて見えてきた景色もある。
あ、
ならば、より多くを見るため、より懸命に努めるだけだ。僕は、その他にやり方を知らん。
それなら。
She yells out. Her drawing hand has already stopped.
もしよかったら兄さんにも来てもらいたいんですけど、今日の午後。
どこにだ？
木崎先輩のところです。
What?
宝生妃の。
Hibiki said in that case. She must know that going to Hosho Kisaki will help her find something with that will benefit Ohitoyo.
ですね。
Shit.
私、木崎先輩のところで。
What the fuck? It's 15 minutes! Fuck you! Piece of shit.
ですね。私、木崎先輩のところで。
Creak. A metallic creaking noise. Someone's coming to the brewery. Hibiki's springy tone suddenly stops.
おや、坊ちゃん、嬢ちゃん、おはようございます。こんな時間におらすとは珍しかですね。
斉藤さん、おはようございます。
おはようございます。
Saito, the chief brewer here. She's an elderly lady who has more experience than anyone at the brewery. She's small, but she's dignified.
タンク磨きをしていたのですが。
邪魔にはなりません。よかですよ。そのまま続けよってください。
Oh, you didn't hear that.
はい。
She sometimes calls me son, but here I'm just on cleaning duty. The chief brewer is second in command here. I'm in no position to offer any opinions.
兄さん。
On top of that, Hibiki's an outsider when it comes to brewing. She's already closed her sketchbook and put a pencil in her pen case.
ああ、悪かこつなかですね。
Saito's talking to herself, but Hibiki twitches and freezes up. Seems that she still doesn't like her. She can't help it though. Even from my point of view, Saito is particularly distant toward Hibiki. What to do? When I look at Saito, I suddenly feel a sort of relief and understanding.
悪くないのは86ですか。
Hachiroku's managing the temperature of the mash. Oh. Saito sticks an oar inside to spread out the mash some more.
温度管理ばうまかとですね。もろみば驚かさんようにと先日教えたとですが。
はい。
It's true that if she didn't teach Hachiroku, her temperature management would be robotic. Get it? Because yeah, robot. Because Hachiroku is a thing. Yep. When high, move lower. When low, move higher. She would linearly adjust it by moving the valve to set the temperature.
もろみば気持ちようまどろんどりますね。 驚かさんようゆるゆる寝かせてくれよりましたね。
そうですか。でしたらよかった。
Relief and joy that bubbles in my heart.
枕姉の見立て通り、86はよほど温度管理に向いているようですね。
向いとる向いとらんで言うなら向いとりますね。
Hibiki twitches, then swallows. I don't know why, but I'm picking up on some ominous feeling. What to do now?
ま、向いとる言うだけで蔵人になるもんとはまた違いましょうが。
Hibiki tenses up. I hear her grinding her teeth.
響
兄さん、私これで失礼します。
Oh,
そうか。
her voice is clear and calm, but Hibiki starts to pout by puffing up her cheeks. She's surpassed being irritated and looks almost angry.
午後のこと考えといてくださいね。お昼休みにまた来ますから。
わかった。それではまた昼に。
Hibiki nods to Saito before walking out of the brewery without turning back. No, wait. I can't carelessly ask her why.
ジョーちゃんはずいぶんと元気ば出よりましたね。
As if waiting for the door to close, Saito mumbles that to herself. Her tone is soft and warm. It makes even me feel more at ease.
元気がなかったのですか？
坊ちゃんがテートに向かわれてからしばらくの間は塞ぎ込んでおられたとですね。
Her line of sight is still focusing on the mash as Saito responds to me.
エアクラ誘致賛成なんぞと言い出したのも、まあそれが響いてのこととでしょうね。
ああ。
When she explains it like that, it makes me think that there's a clear connection between the two.
寂しがっていたということでしょうか。そこで宝生妃と仲良くなり、その影響をもろに受けた。
蔵人になるもんではなか言うても、ジョーちゃんもこの蔵で生まれ育たれよったお子ですけんね。
Not going to become a brewer. What she said about Hachiroku is being said of Hibiki too. Saito says it in such a matter-of-fact way.
球磨川の水場汚すような工場の誘致のごたる話、影響されねば賛成派になぞならしませんでしょう。
はい。僕もそう思います。
Saito isn't necessarily cold toward Hibiki. She's actually watching over her warmly. But that feeling I'm getting makes everything off-putting, so I have to ask.
蔵人になるものとは一体どういったものでしょうか？
枕さんや私のごつ蔵でしか生きれんもんですな。
Even with just two examples, I know what she means. I can't see Saito doing anything besides shochu making. Makuda could do anything without any problems, but she's always hesitant and thinking about shochu making.
それは酒造りに全てをかけているというほどの意味でしょうか？
ただ単に保管骨には興味がよう無関。そぎゃん感じかと思うとります。
ああ。
My understanding becomes more profound. That's neither negative or positive. It's just simple observation.
響には絵があり、86には鉄道がある。故に、彼女らは蔵人になるものではない。ということですか。
蔵は陽気を詰め込みよるもんですけんね。そこで育ち、そこで学ぶはよかことやろうと思います。
Before I know it, she's already stopped mixing with the ore. Saito is looking straight at me.
けど、いつでも蔵に戻れる思うて甘えよったら、なるべきもんになり損ねるかもしれませんな。
おう。
This is just a guess, but I think Saito chased Hibiki out of the brewery for that reason. He told her she was not to become a brewer, so that Hibiki would go the path of an artist, never to return.
しかし、時を正しく見極めるいうのは、まず難しかことですね。
She starts mixing with the sink again. Saito isn't looking at me anymore.
それは一体どういう意味で？
おはようございます、相鉄様。斉藤様もお早いのですね。おはようございます。
You'll understand when you're older.
あら、そうちゃん。朝からお掃除、ご苦労さんやね。
おっと。おはよう、枕ね。おはよう、86。
Only half of the casts are cleaned because he got interrupted by Hibiki halfway through. I look at the clock. There's still plenty of time until the rush hour. The other brewer workers are starting to show up for work. That should be the end of the conversation with Saito. I better finish up polishing this tank. There are numerous issues at hand. The reason why Hibiki doesn't like Saito is due to how she's being chased out of the brewery. But when I explained the reason behind it, it opened up another path for Hibiki.
いや、ともかくも今は掃除だ。気を散らすなら、汚れも曇りも拭えはせんぞ。
I tell that to myself to help me concentrate polishing the tank in front of me. I then go to the entrance of the store with the broom. Remove the clouds and dirt. Remove the clouds and dirt. I'll rebuild Ohitoyo from scratch with fresh eyes. Look, meet, and hear. While doing that, I should be able to find some kind of hint in order to do that. Who the fuck is that guy? But, I think that's a good place to end it off for today. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for gooning. Fucking Dexter. Listen, I told you to do it after. But, yeah. Next time, I'm sorry, right? If you enjoyed it, follow would be appreciated, and if you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. I haven't said that in a while. I have a problem. You don't say. At least do it while you're listening to female streamers, alright? Ragnar Academy, I was hoping that you wouldn't say anything so that I could secretly record it and then secretly release it after the stream. But I'll get to it. I'll release it tomorrow. But, yeah. Hirosekai, that's Monday. But speaking of Monday, I'll be playing more Amazing Grace and starting off the next route, which will be, I don't know, either a main one or, well, I guess we'll go in order. But yeah. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye bye.